Once students have a good grasp on numerators and denominators and how we can draw out fractions, we then go into how we can compare fractions. Just like when they're comparing whole numbers in first and second grade, we still have those same symbols, greater than, less than, and equal to. The only thing that's different in third grade is instead of using a whole number like 2 or 3 or 135, we're using fractions. So right here, we're going to compare 1/4 and 1/2. And a lot of times students will see this bubble right here. That's where we're going to choose which one of our symbols we need to use here to compare. For this drawing, I'm going to use the parts of a whole. So I have two fractions that I'm comparing, so I need two separate whole pieces, and they have to be the same size. I can't draw one this big and one that big, because then my comparing is not going to be accurate. So for my first fraction, I'm trying to sketch out 1/4, so I know my denominator tells me I need 4 pieces. I'm going to split them up as evenly as possible, and I need to shade in one of them. Now my second fraction is 1/2. My denominator is 2, so I need 2 pieces, and my numerator is 1, so I need to shade in 1. Now I can very clearly see that 1/2 is greater than 1/4, and I can put the appropriate symbol in that bubble. We also use number lines in third grade to compare fractions. Same thing with the parts of a whole. The number lines have to be the same size. You'll see here that my zeros and my ones are lined up. Our number lines always start at 0, and usually we're working within one whole piece. The first fraction I need to draw out on my number line is 3/6. I see my denominator is 6, so I need 6 pieces, split apart as evenly as possible, and I'm looking for 3/6. 1, 2, 3/6 is right here, and I'm going to label that. And then my second fraction is 1/3. Because my denominator is an odd number of 3, that can be a little bit trickier to split up on a number line. But again, we still need to make sure those pieces are about the same size. And I'm looking for 1/3, 1, right here. And if I look and see where my fractions fall on my number line between 0 and 1, I can see that 3/6 is closer to 1, therefore that fraction is greater. 3/6 is greater than 1/3. And the last major fraction topic that we go over in third grade is finding our equivalent fractions. You'll see here I have one fraction, 1/2, is equivalent to that equal sign, but I don't know how many fourths that's equivalent to. So I'm going to use my parts of a whole to try to figure out how many fourths are equivalent to 1/2. First, I need to sketch out my 1/2. I need 2 pieces, and I need 1 shaded. Now my second fraction, I do have the denominator of 4, so I do know I'm going to need 4 pieces, about the same size. Now what I'm going to do with this drawing right here is I know that my fourths need to take up the same amount of space as this half right here. So I'm going to shade them in one at a time. 1/4 doesn't quite line up. 2/4, it does. I can even connect those lines right there. I see that 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. And just like my comparing fractions, I can also use a number line for equivalent fractions. I'm trying to find how many 6 and thirds are equivalent to each other. I have 2/6 is equivalent to some amount of thirds. On my first number line, I'm going to split it up into 6 pieces, and I'm looking for 2/6, 1/6, 2/6 right here. And then my second number line, I do have my denominator, so I know that I need to have 3 pieces about the same size. And I'm looking for thirds, 1/3, 2/3, and I'm trying to see how many 6 match up to my 2/3, and I can see right here that I'm exactly lined up with 1/3. That means that 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6.